everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to do something really easy but that can really customize and change the look of your garment, and that's adding a lace overlay. So I rarely add a lace overlay pattern piece to my sewing patterns because it's really easy to do it yourself, and once you learn how to do it you can just make countless variations. So I'm working on the delphine thong pattern and I've cut out all of my pieces out of just a solid jersey. This is the front, and I've got the right side of the fabric facing up. And I've got two laces here. This is a stretch eyelet or eyelash lace, and then I also have just a scallop stretch lace so I can demonstrate with the two kinds. So I'm just going to take my piece of lace, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it over top just wherever I like it. So some tips for when you're laying on your lace. You want to make sure that it's symmetrical whenever possible. So in this instance, I want to have this kind of curved, upwardly curved area right in the center, and I want to make sure that the curves are even on either side. So at this point, if I was happy with how that looked, I would literally just pin that on around the edges and then cut out that pattern piece. So I'm just going to see how it looks with the other lace I have, and I'll make a decision. So this is just a regular stretch scalloped lace. And again, I'm going to make this part my center focal point. I'm just going to lay it over. And then once I was happy with the positioning, I could pin it on and cut it out. And it really is that easy. So the only thing you want to make sure is that the stretch of your lace is going the same way as the stretch of your fabric. You want to make sure that it's positioned symmetrically on. So you want to find some kind of focal point of the lace. So in this instance, I liked this little curve here to be the center point, and just make sure it's symmetrical on either side. There are so many different ways that you can do a lace overlay, that the options are really endless. So just use your creativity and take a look at some other people's work for some inspiration if that is what does it for you. But I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this lace, and I'm going to position it like this on my garment. So I'm just going to stick a couple of pins in. Just make sure it's even all the way down. So this lace has a really symmetrical motif, so it's pretty easy. You could even fold the lace in half and cut it on the fold using the pattern piece. I like to use my actual cutout piece of fabric because it gives me a better idea of how it's going to look. So I'm just going to cut this out. There. And then using a zigzag stitch, I'm just going to very carefully stitch around this scalloped edge. So I've got my sewing machine on a zigzag stitch, and I'm just really carefully working around that scalloped edge. You want to use a zigzag stitch to maintain the stretch. You could base this on by hand beforehand, just to make sure it doesn't slip. So I'm actually going to zigzag completely around the perimeter of the lace, just to anchor it in place so it doesn't slip while I'm doing the rest of the construction. So there it is. That's my completed lace overlay on the front. So with this garment, I'm actually going to do the exact same thing on the back. I'm going to do a similar lace overlay, and then I'm going to get on to finishing the construction and elastic. Thanks for watching.